Hi guys, welcome back to the fourth day of our NotebookLM challenge. You guys have been so amazing, and today we're going to be focusing on a different section, which is the hands-on researcher, hands-free researcher. Okay, so and the goal of this is for us to use the interactive audio to digest information while we are multitasking. Think of it like this: maybe you want to go on a road trip, and it's going to be hours of driving, and then you just want to optimize or utilize that time to do some other things. The first thing I would recommend is the book LM. Just put in your papers and then generate your podcast audio, download them, and then put them in the car and then just play it. So it's gonna give you like a better understanding of what the paper is all about, like just to have an overview before you decide whether to go in detail, if that paper is really worth go in detail. Depends on the kind of research you are doing. Also, for this audio overview, it's like a podcast. You're gonna have like two people talking about the paper. They talk about the importance of the paper. They talk about their findings. They talk about their methodology. Of course, methodology in this sense, it will not be as detailed as it will be if you read. Because first of all, for some of us that are really heavy with math background, so which means we have to do with a lot of equations and derivation, definitely the methodology section on this podcast is not going to be anything close to what it should be, right? So it's just a way of really deciding whether you want to go in depth into reading a paper or not. Okay, and especially when you want to multitask, maybe you want to just relax on the bed without really doing too much, and then you want to put on that video, the audio, and then just play it to have a better grasp of what the paper is all about before you start reading. So prior to starting this video, I generated the audio, and this is because I had two sources to generate it, and it took me a while for the audio to pop up. Okay, so I knew that if I started this video before doing that, we're gonna wait here for maybe about 10 minutes before you see 11 minutes. So we're gonna wait for about 11 minutes for it to come up. Okay, it depends on how many sources you had it, so it has to look through to find what they have in common and then generate a conversation around that. So the next 1 minute, I'll be playing this video, this audio, so that you listen and then you see that this is really, really interesting because they are talking about the paper. And then that way they make it like a storytelling, okay? So, and that's something that is really good to just give you an overview and an idea of what a paper is all about. Okay, I do this a lot when I'm traveling or when I'm just going on a road trip or whatever. Just give me a sense of what the paper is all about. So I strongly recommend it, and it's interesting because you have another extra feature where you can join the conversation. You can literally ask a question in the interactive section and say, "Oh, could you go a little bit more about the methodology used in this paper?" Okay, and they're gonna say, "Hey, welcome. Okay, let's go a little bit back into that." So it's really interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna play the video, the audio now, and I may not be able to use the interactive mode because of what I'm doing right now. So I don't think the interactive mode option will work on this video, but yeah, let's see how that goes. So the next 1 minute is to play you this audio and then listen to the podcast. Okay. Okay, so as not to take much of our time, that is what they do. You have two people talking about the paper. One person talks about one thing, the other person say, "Oh, I think can you go a little bit more detailed about that?" And then they go a little bit more, and then so imagine I have about 15 minutes podcast on this paper, so it's going to be something to get out of it. So, and you can always join the interactive section, like I said, to ask some question. So I want you to try this. Let me know your feedback. You can put that in the comment section. Let me know how well that works. Let me know if you're able to join the interactive interactive. And of course, for you to download this and put it on your phone or whatever, you can always just click on this triple dots and then you can download. So when you download, you can save and send it to your phone, and then that way you can play it in the car. So that's what we plan for today, on how we can utilize this audio review while we are doing other things like multitasking, and then that way we still have an idea of what a paper is all about. Of course, I don't recommend this for a thorough reading because it's not going to do justice to that. Thank you so much for joining today. We have one more day and we're done on this challenge. Thank you for sticking with me. Don't forget to subscribe on all our platforms. See you in my next video. Bye bye.